What's up, guys? It's me, and I haven't made a video in a while. My last video was talking about Dog Fan 99, and that whole drama is behind us. I can see he didn't. You can see how he didn't respond to my video or whatever. So that's drama's behind us, and I don't really want to call it drama because nothing really happened. But something came up in Oregon football today, or past few days, and you all probably heard about it. Talking about how Oregon players smoke pot, about like 19 to 40 current and former players have smoked marijuana while on the team. And I get it. It's not the best moral choice in the world. Yes, it's illegal. Yes, we've had drug problems in the past with, what's his face? Cliff Harris smoking it, and Darren Thomas, our starting quarterback at the time, being in the passenger seat, and Cliff saying, "We smoked it all," to the state trooper that pulled him over for going 180 on the highway. I get we've made bad choices. I'm not denying that. But to say Oregon is so bad, and to call out Oregon in this thing is total bullshit. It's like saying that Oregon is the only one who smokes pot, or to where they're the only players who do it. 90%, or maybe like college kids smoke pot. Let's just be honest, guys. Like, that's just how it goes nowadays. Football players smoke pot. Len Bias, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, he didn't smoke pot, but he overdosed on drugs. People do drugs in college. That's just how it is. It's the way life is now. But to call out Oregon in this is total BS. I get it's wrong. I'm not denying that. I'm not saying put Oregon off the hook. But mention other names. Don't just put Oregon on there as a highlighted team. There's got to be other schools in this nation doing it. I don't get why people call out Oregon. I don't get why people have to write us. I guess it comes with success. I guess that's what it comes with. And I'm willing to take it, because when we'll go to the Rose Bowl next year, or win the national championship game next year, or have great success next year, we'll be laughing in everybody's faces. Because that's how it rolls. You just got to prove to yourself. And I don't care what y'all say. I'm still a Duck fan. You can rib me for all you want for being a pot smoker or whatever, tree smoker out here in Oregon. But I don't care. It's total BS. If you say that your school's clean, that's BS. Because we all know a lot of college kids do it everywhere around the nation. It's disappointing that Oregon's been targeted. And I'm not saying they don't deserve it, because we've had our, let's say, bad luck in the past with Jeremiah Masoli and the laptops, and Michael James and the girlfriend situation. Y'all probably heard about that. And I was one of the few that wanted Michael James kicked off the team. I was really for women's, the rights of the girlfriend in that one. If you beat a woman, you deserve to be kicked off the team. So that's how I was viewing it. And then he turned out to be a Heisman candidate that year, and everybody kind of laughed in my face about it. That's just my view. I didn't back down from that even then. So I don't get why people have to come out and target Oregon. This just makes us look bad in the eyes of those ignorant fans out there, like, "Oh, ha, 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 Oregon's such pot smokers." I don't give a fuck what you guys say. Like, you're ignorant if you think your players aren't out there blazing every other weekend after games, or before games, or after practice in the dorm rooms. Come on now, especially if you have a sucky-ass team that doesn't make a bowl game. What do you think they're doing in the offseason before spring? What do you think they're doing? Writing Christmas cards, making Christmas photos with their family? No. They're smoking pot. They're doing stuff. They're college kids. Come on now. They're kings of the campuses. They're kings of those towns. They're going to go out and do shit that's not right. And I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that's what happens. We have to, like, kind of be a little bit more acceptable to things in our society now. Yes, it's an illegal drug. But to say that Oregon is so bad and so, oh my God, over the top, is just beyond belief to me, that people are just riding Oregon's ass in this. It disappoints me as people nowadays that we just call out one people. Yeah, we're up here in the northern. And people like, oh, tree huggers, pot smokers, hippies. I had a teacher tell me that she got asked, she said she's a teacher, she was on a plane coming home. And she was talking to a person sitting next to her on the plane, and the person asked, "Do you ride your horse to work?" How ignorant as a nation have we become to where we think that in a certain parts of the nation they don't have cars, or they don't ride, or they just ride horses to work and take the stagecoach from town to town? Seriously? Like, is that how people are nowadays? So we're just, and I mean, I guess maybe you can say the same thing for the South, but that's just how it is, and that's disappointing as Americans, to where we can't really just kind of be a little bit more open and just kind of like, well, yeah, college kids are going to smoke pot. That's how it goes. That's how it is in America now. And I don't agree with Oregon being called out. I don't condone their behavior, because I certainly probably know it's true, if not more kids have smoked pot there. So I'm not condoning marijuana smoking. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying maybe you should check the facts and get more colleges involved in this study. That's all it is. And as it goes for spring football, Duck spring game, April 28th, probably not going to get down there. They're being a little stingy on their press passes thing, so that's all cool. They closed practices this year. They didn't do it last year, so it's something a little bit different. But I'm excited mainly for the quarterback battle. Darren Thomas left for the NFL. Now it's Brian Bennett and Marcus Mariota. Brian will probably play with the first team and Marcus with the second team. I'm excited to see Marcus. I think he's going to be the starter. From what I hear about this kid, he is legit. I've talked to his high school coach multiple times, and he said he is as good of a passer as Andrew Luck, and he's a fast runner. And he fits Oregon's system perfectly. He's going to excel in that. He's more of a runner. Brian Bennett is more of a passer, but he's still quick. He can get the job done if he needs to. He's kind of more like Andrew Luck in the sense to where Andrew Luck's not fast, but he's mobile, and that's kind of what Brian Bennett is. And Marcus is more fast and mobile and not as a great passer, but still good enough to get the job done, is what I'm hearing from Duck people. So that's exciting. And the wide receiver also, we have a couple of redshirt freshmen coming in, Takoi Sumler, BJ Kelly, and Devon Blackman. I'm high on BJ Kelly. I'm friends with him. He's really cool. He's down to earth. He's solid. He's going to do well for us this year. Takoi Sumler, I think, is the dark horse in all this. His name really isn't being brought up. I don't really know what's going on with him. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can perform well in the spring game. And Devon Blackman, he's going to be solid. He's one of the best wide receivers in the nation coming out last year, or the year before, I should say. So he's going to be good. That's going to be a solid couple of basically sophomore wide receivers for us coming in. And, of course, the O-line, Onus Cross, who are freshman, he started last year for us, did amazingly well for a freshman center. He's going to be solid for us this year. I have no problems with our O-line. Running back depth is going to be big because we lost Michael James, our Heisman Trophy candidate, our Doak Walker Award winner, all this stuff. And, I mean, it's going to be hard to replace him. But Kenyon Barner, his backup, he gets a lot of time anyway now. He's just going to be the guy getting the primary snaps. I'm not too worried about it. It's just depth because Trey Carson, who's basically a fullback in our system, you could call it, because he's so big. He's like Garrett Blunt. We usually have speed guys. Trey is more like Garrett Blunt style, if you guys remember him from Oregon days. Or Jonathan Stewart is another person he's being compared to. He transferred now back to the state of Texas, where he's from. He wants to be closer to home, and he wasn't getting reps, so he decided to leave. That leaves us with DeAnthony Thomas. He's probably going to play more slot receiver than running back. I really hope he doesn't play a lot of running back, even though he is really fast, because he's just so small, guys. He's just going to get tore up, especially if we play big teams like Stanford or USC. It could get ugly. There's a guy, Brian Marshall. He's came in for us last year on the recruiting class. I think he's like number 5 running back in the nation or something like that when we got him. So he should get a lot of reps too behind Kenyon. It's going to be interesting to see how he can perform and come in and play for us. But as always, Oregon has a stable running backs. We're set. I'm not too worried about it. It's just going to be interesting to see going into the spring game. Ayala Ford could be there for us as well. He performed really well in the spring game last year. Just doesn't get the reps behind LaMichael, Darren, and of course DeAnthony in the actual game. So he might have a breakout season. Who knows? The person I look for, maybe a breakout season, kind of flying on the radar. The tight end, Colt Iola, now that David Paulson is gone, he's going to be the main tight end for us. And that, I think, is going to be big. This guy has a lot of touchdowns and a little amount of catches he's getting. If he catches the ball, it's usually a touchdown. We use him in short goal line situations, and that's about it. But now, with Paulson gone, he's going to be the guy. And that's exciting to me because he's young, he's hungry, he's from the state of Oregon, so he wants to perform for the hometown fans. Home state fans, I should say, technically. But yeah, it's going to be great. Anyway, didn't want to come on here and make too long of a video. I know it's late, so y'all probably wouldn't see this till the morning. But I just had to comment on this Oregon Duck stuff. Oh, and by the way, rest in peace, Dick Clark. He passed away today. New Year's Eve will never be the same, even though he's had that stroke and the health issues, and they kind of limited his stuff after that. It still won't be New Year's without Dick Clark, and I'm sure this year they're going to do something really great to honor him. And it's kind of nice that he did pass away at this time, because now it gives us a long time to really plan something great and honor Dick Clark. And I'm sure they're going to do that on Rockin' New Year's Eve party that they have there in New York. So just wanted to give a shout out to Dick Clark and his family. My condolences go out to them. So that's about it. Not a whole lot else going on. Excited for spring ball. Excited for game September 1st. We're 136 days away from college football, guys. So that's exciting. Get pumped for that. Anyway, peace out. Go Ducks, and talk to y'all later.